I mean, when you've got a husband as brave as mine, you have to support him. Mind your head.
Yeah.
Mind your head. Yeah, sorry, darling.
That's right.
Mind your head, sorry, darling.
It is one of the illnesses that really you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy, particularly the final weeks or possibly months, which are or can be particularly gruesome. And I decided that I didn't really want to go through that. One, two, three, up. But we were quite reconciled to that, and I know that Anne was reconciled to the fact that she may be interviewed when she came back. Okay, can you give me a push-up, darling, please?
Right, now lean forward.
Yeah.
That's most unusual, and that's because an anonymous call was received by the social services, and it's the police's job in the domestic abuse unit to follow that up. There was a policewoman and a detective sergeant, and they were clearly not expecting to find a non-abusive situation because they were very embarrassed about the whole thing. Please log in. No, it's not. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. It's manage your booking. His final limb had gone and he could no longer do anything for himself at all, not even the slightest bit of help. He can't hold a phone, he can't press numbers, he can't feed himself. Whereas before he could hold a glass of gin and tonic, even if I put a straw in it, he could do that.
So you have had to make a decision as to whether to, in legal terms, assist Geoff to commit suicide.
I didn't think of it like that. If my husband says to me, now I want you to make this phone call for me, what am I expected to do? Have an argument with him? I couldn't do that. No, if he said, ring this hotel, ring this airline, which is what he did, of course I did it for him.
The first responsibility is to decide, and this is quite right, is to decide whether I'm a sort of person in a full mental state. And having established that, I thought that would be the end of it.
I've never seen Geoff cry in 52 years of married life, but I found him with his head in his hand and he was just sobbing. He said, everything that I've worked for to protect you has all been blown apart by this anonymous phone call.
Having been at peace with myself and family for the last 2 years, I became completely terrified that the control was going to be taken away from me. If it is impossible, then the Australians and the Canadians and people in the States, they're all idiots.
Knowing he was in control of his end, we could put it in a box and we could get on and live as normal as possible.
A good grandfather, yeah. I've got 4 children. We've got 4 children.
How important is it for you that you have this legacy after you're dead of the law perhaps changing, or at least the debate changing?
Oh, Geronimo, that would be absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I want the Act to be designed so that any rational person who's in full control of his mind makes that decision can be helped in any way by other people without any fear of prosecution.
For some people, the moment of your passing is a matter for the Almighty and not for
Well, there we are.
you.
It's a religious view.
Do you not respect that view?
Oh, it's a difficult one because I always respect people's views, but I expect to be able to participate in a debate with them.
I mean, when you've got a husband as brave as mine, you have to support him. He's the one who's being strong for me. He really is. Yes, I will. I just want him. Just want him to be here. But I know that what he has chosen to do is the right thing for him. I wouldn't put an animal through what he would go through if he went to the end. I just wish the Lord would allow me to have him for a little longer. I really do.
A powerful bit for you.